Alrighty, y'all, it's here. Merry Christmas. It is December 24th, Christmas Eve, right now as you're watching in Australia. So congrats, guys. It's Christmas Eve. I hope you're having a great day. I'm going to keep this one pretty quick, entertaining, because I want you guys to have fun, have a good time with your families, do whatever you want for Christmas Eve, and enjoy it. So only one video for me today, and then tomorrow, which would be Christmas Day for you guys in Australia. And then for tomorrow's upload for Christmas Day, if you could sneak it in and watch it at some point, we will get to see, finally, with your help, how we got to spread a little Aussie around and help the community. Awesome, guys. Okay, guys, what do you say? Let's see that Christmas Day forecast. We're going to look at Australia. We're going to look at if it's raining or not. We're going to look at how hot it is. And then, of course, we're going to compare it to the U.S. Who has the better weather? I think you're going to know who wins this right off the bat. And it all depends on your opinion, but most of us, we're going to agree on one definitely has the better overall picture than the other. But I thought this would be a fun video. So here's our first look at Australia. First things first. You'll look at the times here. Keep in mind, no VPN's activated right now, so I have to set this to U.S. time. So December 24th, Christmas Eve at 11 p.m. Around my time would actually mean midday Christmas Day, the 25th, which is what this video is about for you guys in Australia. So keep that in mind. Here we go. Look at the temperature outlook. If we scroll out, it is one of the hottest, or if not the hottest country well, on Earth for Christmas. So you got that. You should be very impressed. I suppose parts of Africa and, some spots over here are hot too, depending on the time of day. Of course, maybe for them, they'll be later. Of course, later on, be hotter for them. And of course, for the Arabian Peninsula as well. But here we have New Zealand. We'll shout you guys out real quick because I love the Kiwis too. New Zealand, beautiful place. You guys have pleasant temps, a little chilly, but not cold by any means, and pretty nice up here on the Northern Island. 73, 74 degrees Fahrenheit, and look how hot it is. We have over 100 degrees right in here, of course, in the interior. Look at the west coast. Look at this. Oh my God. We have Galena, 113 degrees. North DeLuca, 114 degrees Fahrenheit. And don't worry. You're probably like, what the heck is this American doing? Okay, let me get you. Here we go. Here's the real temps. We have Celsius. And look at Alice Springs, 37 degrees Celsius. We have Melbourne coming in at 23 in midday. Sydney at 28. Newcastle, 28 as well. And, of course, up here in Queensland, you're looking at mid-30s to low 30s. Pretty hot, I must say. Look at, again, how hot that interior is. And we have Adelaide coming in at a nice 26 degrees. I can't believe how warm, lest I say hot, it is for Australia on Christmas Day. Unbelievable. Only southeast Tasmania is going to see some chillier temps, and I don't mean cold, not cold by any means. I know 0 degrees Celsius is cold. 15 still is tolerable, not bad by any means, and not a big snowy white Christmas either. Okay, and what about if we hop on to the U.S.? Let's change it to the 25th because we're on U.S. time here, and we'll do the same thing midday on the 25th. Okay, here is your temperature outlook. We're going to do it in Fahrenheit first so I can get a grasp at this, and then I'll redo it in Celsius if you would prefer that. So here we go. As you can see, clearly the southeast and south central regions of the country do have a nice, pleasant Christmas, kind of towards that Aussie style. So they're very lucky, whereas most of the country, northeast, the Midwest, and of course most of the interior West, as well as even the coast, has a pretty chilly Christmas, as is pretty familiar most years for most of the country around here, as it is winter. So around my neck of the woods, we're looking at warmer than normal temps. Look at Northern Illinois here, 42 degrees in Rockford, Freeport, Rochelle. Chicago, 41 degrees. Tinley Park, Joliet, the suburbs, 44 degrees. This is awesome, guys. For Chicago area, Northern Illinois, even Wisconsin, 38 in Madison, 37 in Milwaukee, Kenosha, 41 right by the lake. That is great temperatures for Christmas, guys. Other than 1 year, which was literally, I think, 2 or 3 years ago in Chicago, it was like 66 degrees on Christmas Day. That was really freaky. I've had Christmas Eves and Christmas Days around here. I've experienced a lot of my life where it was 10 degrees, 15 degrees Fahrenheit. Really, really cold. So 41, 43 might make you Australians laugh, but trust me, for us, we're pretty stoked. No snow has even touched the ground yet. No snow coming for Christmas. And for us this time of year, I would call that almost warm. It will feel nice. Of course, Illinois being really long, we go down to southern Illinois. Look at how good they have it. Same state, guys. Carbondale, Renshaw, Illinois. We're looking at 70 degrees. 17 degrees Fahrenheit in winter on Christmas Day in Illinois. Unbelievable. As we move to the southwest, look at the west. Most of it pretty cold. Idaho, Wyoming, the Four Corner states, pretty cold. Nevada, even California, look at 40s. We have 50s and 40s on the coast. We look at famous Los Angeles, 57 degrees. That is pretty chilly, even though it's Christmas Day. La Jolla and San Diego area, 54 degrees. Really chilly again. Even the desert, which is the hottest part of the U.S. technically, the Mojave Desert in southeastern California, they're only looking at 64 degrees in Mesquite, 66 in Blythe. Arizona, most of Arizona from Midway Point all the way up, you're looking at pretty cold, 40 degrees. Phoenix, 62. Over to New Mexico, we're looking at southern New Mexico with the best forecast in the southwest. Las Cruces, 72, even hotter than Phoenix. Deming, 68. And El Paso area looking at 71 degrees. Carlsbad, New Mexico, by the caves, the biggest cave in the U.S., 75 degrees. And Albuquerque, a little chillier at 56, all the way up to Santa Fe and Taos area, looking at 44 and 40 degrees. And the mountains, the Rocky Mountains, remember they start down here, work their way up through Colorado, Wyoming, Montana, and Idaho. The Rocky Mountains are going to be cold as per usual. Look at the Jackson Hole area, the billionaire's paradise, they call it, in Wyoming. We're looking at that whole area in the corner here by Yellowstone and the Grand Tetons of 19, 24 degrees, somewhere around there. Really, really cold. Montana, oh my God, look at how cold this is. I feel like paradise in Chicago. I never thought I'd say that, but look at this. We have the -1 degrees Fahrenheit in Gold Butte, -3 degrees in Glendale. Look at Canada. I'm not even going to say it. That looks miserable. And finally, the Northeast, coming in at low 30s. The Southeast, look how good the Southeast is looking. The Carolinas, Georgia, Alabama, Florida. We're looking at high 70s, mid 70s, with Texas coming in at the hottest. We're talking about Castor, Brownwood, Abilene, 81, 85 degrees. So mid 80s in the central part of Texas, down to San Antonio, 77, and along the coast and southern Texas, we're looking at low 80s. Very impressive. Finally, the Midwest, as I said, 50s, and then up to upper 70s or so as you make your way down south through Arkansas and Oklahoma. And there is a look in Celsius for you true blue Aussie viewers that don't want to mess with Fahrenheit. I understand. Here's a look again. Look how cold the interior west is, even the coast of California. Have a look at LA coming in at 14 degrees Celsius. Again, La Jolla, El Cajon around San Diego, 12 and 14 degrees Celsius respectively. Phoenix is 17 degrees. Las Cruces at 22 degrees. Again, at Central Texas, 30 degrees. Very warm. Oklahoma City, 21. At my neck of the woods, around northern Illinois, 5 degrees around there. Very good for this time of year. And then your Florida is looking at mid-20s Celsius, around 20 degrees in the southeast, and then up to the northeast. Gets pretty cold, 0 degrees. So yeah, let's take a quick gander before we move on. Look at that color gradient. Look at the range. We have the purple, the frigid, deathly cold up here. And we do have some warmth, some hot Christmas, even in the United States, in the northern hemisphere, because there's just some warm places, even in the heart of winter. But of course, as we move our way down, nothing like Australia. This is in the middle of the night, by the way. Let me switch the time back. And as we switch the time back, again, we're reminded how hot it is in Australia. Wow, it's going to be a whopping hot Christmas day for you in Australia. There's a quick look at our cloud cover. Is it going to be hot and cloudy or hot and sunny where you're at? Well, you're just going to have to let me know down below. We're looking at northeast. We're looking at most of Queensland and Northern Territory. Unfortunately, are covered in clouds, and we're talking about 90 to 100% cloud cover. Pretty strong. It might help, keep the sun out of your face. So I suppose there's that, but the air is probably going to be humid and hot. And then, of course, if you're in South Australia or Western Australia, you're probably going to be clear. I mean, other than the northern tip here, we're looking at 0% cloud cover for much of Western Australia throughout the day. Even if I change the hours here, it doesn't really matter what I do for hours. You're looking pretty clear in these spots. So very impressive. Sunny, clear day. It's going to be hot in South and Western Australia because that sun is going to be piercing and no clouds to cover it up. And there's a quick look at the cloud cover in midday Christmas Day for the United States. Pretty cloudy. One of the cloudiest maps I've seen in a long time for the United States. Usually you have half and half. This is pretty much almost cloudy everywhere, with the exception of lucky Nebraska and northern Colorado and Kansas looking pretty clear, and parts of Texas. Florida also looking clear. That's great. But otherwise, everyone else is pretty much going to be covered in clouds, you know. Look at that. Beautiful Mexico is quite clear of the clouds, possibly coming in later in the day or through the night where they won't notice, but very clear. Mexico is amazing. And finally, this is the forecast looking at midday on Christmas Day, adjusted time for Australia. This is the forecast. We're looking pretty clear regardless of the cloud cover. We only have a chance of rain over here predicted in Queensland. If you look over here by Brisbane, of course, over all the way over westward towards Windhaven, even over to Emerald and Blackwater, you guys might see some showers and even skating across Canberra and surrounding areas. But it doesn't look like it's going to be a big system at all. Probably just scattered showers. We have a big system up here around Indonesia that seems to be going to miss most of Australia here, but it might hit that tip of the Northern Territory as well as Queensland as you go later into the evening. But other than that, looks pretty dry. So Australia looking really, really good for Christmas. It's going to be hot, going to be dry for most of the country. You're going to have some clouds in certain areas, but that's no big deal. And you guys got to let me know what you're cooking up, what you're eating, what you're drinking. Looks like it's going to be a great day. And then finally, rounding it off with the United States, we're looking at the precipitation forecast here as well. And look at this, California. I said this before, California gets a lot more rain than people think. California's got a big system with some pretty heavy rain here up coming into the Reno, Nevada area. All of the Sierra Nevada mountain ranges and all the way over coming off the ocean, the coast of San Jose, Santa Rosa, Soledad, west and eastward mountains in California is going to be getting hit with some rain. Of course, the rain capital of the world, it seems like your Seattle, Portland, Oregon, Washington coast are going to be hit with rain. What else is new there? I mean, come on. Minnesota getting a little bit of scattered showers as well. And then we come over here to the northeast. We have Ohio and Pittsburgh coming up with a system there that will clearly move into New York, New Jersey, and the rest of the Northeast later on into the night. But the rest of it's clear. Southwest clear, the Midwest and South Central looking clear, and of course the Southeast looking hot and clear as well. And hey, Canada too. I forgot about Alaska. Sorry, Alaska got a little bit of a system. And what about Hawaii? Hawaii's looking good other than this really straight line looking system here. Let's see what that's doing later on in the day. Getting closer. So that's going to have to be something they're going to have to watch for on Boxing Day, the day after Christmas. That looks pretty wicked. And then we're going to end the video with something you probably never see on your local forecast. We're looking at the emoji map. So here you go. This is what the emoji weather gurus are telling us what your Christmas day is going to be like as I fix this here, December 24th. There, that should be midday on Christmas Day for Australia. We're looking at some shades and smiles in Western Australia into the central part of the country. And then we're looking at really hot. You see the camel? We're looking at really hot and some, oh my God, faces in the eastern part of the country, this north central and of course the southeast. But down here, look at this, way south of Adelaide, down here towards Beachport, Mount Benson, we got a blushing smile, like woo. We're just, I don't know if that's supposed to be a sunburnt smile, maybe. So they're doing good on the coast down there apparently. And Tasmania, I didn't forget about you. We got mixed bag here, mixed bag. But I suppose that's about right anyway. Depending on what you like for your Christmas forecast. So there it is for the emojis. And here in the U.S., I see a lot of miserable faces and a lot of so-so faces with a few smiles in the southeast. So there it is. There's your emoji forecast. There's your weather forecast. Way different video just for fun, guys. Wanted to entertain you with something different. You know me, I always bring fresh content to the channel. So I hope you enjoy this. I really hope you're enjoying your Christmas Eve and your Christmas Day tomorrow. Everything is a day behind here in the U.S., so tomorrow's Christmas Eve for me, and the next day will be Christmas Day. Take care, everybody. Throw a thumbs up on this video. You know the drill. Subscribe. And if you don't do those, I do want you to do one thing. Just have a great time. Cherish the people you're with. Let's look forward to an awesome 2022. Hopefully better for everybody. Hopefully the world opens up a little bit. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Merry Christmas. Take care. Love you guys. I'll catch you later.